Okay, welcome to the food degrees for both students who are starting the foundation year and the first year of BSc Nutrition or BSc Food Technology. I'm Nigel Atkinson, the course leader of BSc Nutrition, and you'll see me in the Nutrition and Health module starting next week and other modules throughout the course of your time with us. There's a picture of some students in the food lab wearing their traditional food students garb, of which more later. This is obviously, this is a recording, but when we're doing online sessions, this is sort of good advice. Mute your mic, maybe switch off your video, saves a bit of bandwidth. Add a photo of your profile so we know who you are. And if you have a question, raise a hand and people will ask you. People give you other opportunities during the various online sessions we do. Okay, we'll talk about these hugely successful former students in the lectures, and several of them are developing short videos about their jobs and organisations. We'll use these in learning sessions and we'll have the opportunity to ask them questions. We normally see them in person, of course, but with the current restrictions, that won't be possible, at least for a while, which is a pity, but we are where we are. So here's a core food staff who you'll meet over the next period of time. The picture on the left is of food students again in their traditional dress in one of our food labs, as well as our R&I. You can also see Kim, our brilliant food lab technician, in the foreground. In the background, last year's first year are enjoying the annual Pancake Day lab, always a highlight. The other members of staff will introduce themselves to you in various modules, but there they are. And you'll also meet other members of staff from outside the core food team in modules like biochemistry and anatomy and physiology. Okay, so the week started. It's going to be face to face, but that's, in this context, it means in a virtual sense. All the activities will be done online in forums like this. As I mentioned, we'll see you in real life next week. We're all looking forward to that. This is the overall plan for the week. The sessions with the yellow background are done with the food team. The others are school and university wide sessions. I'm not sure you've all received this information. You should have. If you haven't, I apologise for that. It's sort of done by the university as a whole, so I don't know what's happened there. We'll note at the end of the day there's a Q&A session for any questions that come up during the day. And of course you can email me or other members of staff. Okay, moving on. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in the central induction information resource. You're strongly encouraged to explore the resources here. Lots of useful stuff. It's linked from this presentation. This presentation will be in Blackboard. I'll send you a link to where it is. You can get all the links through it. Or if you just search for Teesside University Central Induction Information, that will take you to this very, very, very useful page. A Padlet is a shared online whiteboard which you can use to post questions. They're very easy to use. We'll have a look at this a bit later on. There are two Padlets. The first one is for end of day questions. The other one is to say hello to each other. They may be accessed by clicking the images in the presentations or via these QR codes. If you've got your iPad, if you use your camera, it will open up the QR code directly. I understand some of you haven't got your iPads yet, but you will be getting them soon. So we use these QR codes quite a lot because they're an easy way of opening up resources. On Tuesday morning, we'll start by looking at some key resources. The most important of these is Blackboard. This is areas for both your taught modules and for your course as a whole. Laura will be doing this session. She'll start by looking at how a typical module is organised in Blackboard and what informational resources you should be looking for. And we'll also, maybe not in that session, but possibly in other sessions, look at the useful software which is available for you, all of it free. Most important is your free copy of Microsoft Office. It's essential that you download this onto your desktop or laptop computer. We'll also briefly mention other free tools, including XMind, which is great for mind mapping and flowcharts, and Mahara, which we'll use to help you develop your professional profile, and also the nutrition program that we'll use later to collect and analyse diet diaries. And there'll be a few other things we'll introduce you to as we go through various modules. And finally, a mention of the library. We have one of the best university libraries in the country, and it's a great resource for you. Later on Tuesday, we'll be having a team building activity based on the great work done by our friends at Barefoot Kitchen and the Veg Patch. Normally we'd have them in, but again, it's a bit difficult at the moment, so there'll be a couple of videos, one from them and some information linking them to stuff they do, and a video also, and also do a presentation on what we want you to do, how we want you to start thinking about this. At 10:30 on Wednesday, we'll talk about the personal tutoring system. You get a personal tutor who is just that. You'll meet a number of times throughout the course of the year with your personal tutor. Probably at the moment it's going to be online meetings. Hopefully things will have improved by semester 2, but that's obviously out of our hands. These are some of the things your tutor can help you with. Basically, this opportunity to see how well you're doing, if you need any extra support. If you have any problems, it's essential you let us know. Teesside has great student support services, again among the best in the country. And if you need them, please ask. There'll be a bunch of great professionals who will be very supportive of you. And many students in the past have spoken with great praise about the support they've had. Your personal tutors don't do certain things. They don't give advice on specific modules unless it happens to be one of their own. For help with such issues, you should contact the module staff directly in the first place. If there's still problems, then you can contact me or Gibbon as course leaders, and then we can look at it perhaps a little bit in another context. We don't access trained counsellors or disability or career advisors, again because our central university support system does that, and again we have some great people working in this area. Okay, so on Thursday there'll be a talk about becoming a member of a professional body. So Kelly will be giving this. She'll talk about the Association with Nutrition. I've got a video from Gibbon who will talk about, among other things, joining the Institute of Food Science and Technology. These are two of the main professional bodies for people who work in the careers you want to work in. Student memberships are very inexpensive, around £20 a year, something like that. And we strongly encourage students to join their professional body and get involved. There's also a thriving Teesside University Food and Nutrition Student Society. We'll get people to talk to you about that a little bit later on. On Thursday, we'll have a look at the course handbook and talk about your course and year representatives. We've already got one volunteer from last year to continue as the representative for the part-time students. We'll be asking for a representative from both Extended Science, the foundation year, and also for each of the 2 first-year degrees, so Nutrition and Food Technology. It's a great way of getting involved with how the university runs. We'll give you some more information on this later. Okay, these are interesting times, and the principles underlying the concept of the mutually respectful university community are as important as ever and are summarised there, with the addition of needing to be COVID-19 secure. I've no doubt you'll be engaged in these guidelines, which if you're interested in, you can read more about in details and notes to this slide. I think there's probably also some links as well. You get £100 worth of free physical textbooks each year of your study via the Teesside Advanced scheme. Some of the scheme will be coming in earlier in the year to talk to you about this, and module staff will be happy to advise you about which textbooks to go for. Now, a lot of the textbooks we use are available electronically, but there's an awful lot to be said for having physical textbooks. You'll find they can often be more convenient, and they're free, so let's go for them. But as I said, there are online resources, textbooks, databases, and the scientific literature where the journals live, which again, I and Kelly and Laura will be introducing you to in the Nutrition and Health module. Okay, so we start for real next week, and this is the course structure for foundation year students. As you can see, the university year is divided into 2 semesters, with the first running from now until the end of January. Full-time students take 3 modules each semester, and most modules are worth 20 credits. The final year research project is an exception, but that's for the future. So foundation students will be doing Life on Earth, Global Grand Challenges and Life Science this semester. First years, we all do the same, irrespective of whether we're nutrition or food technology. So we'll be kicking off with anatomy and physiology, biochemistry and chemical science, and nutrition and health, which I and Laura will start on Thursday. And then in semester 2 we'll move on to food science and nutrition, led by Maria. And again, you'll see Laura and I, cell biology and food and sustainability, which Laura is the module leader, and you'll also see me on there. Module staff will talk to you in detail about the content and assessment of these modules. So how are we delivering? As you know, we're using a hybrid module based hybrid module delivery module during the current restrictions. This is very similar to almost every other university. The only ones that are different are ones who aren't doing any face-to-face at all. We will meet you face-to-face in real life once a week, with other activities being online. Module staff will talk to you in detail about the delivery of these particular activities. You'll also be coming in, hopefully. Again, this of course does depend on the national picture, but we hope to bring you in for what we call master classes. So there will be 4 3-hour-long practically based sessions, the first one of which will be taking you to our food lab, talking about food safety, talking about how to maintain yourself in a safe way in the food lab, and then doing some product development type activities based on improving various aspects of food. It might be nutrition, for example. Okay, it's just popped up. Okay, so here we are. Again, hope that was useful. If you have any questions, there is a question and answer session at the end of each day. I should have probably mentioned that, and then I will shoot back in a second. Okay, so where were we? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so there's a question and answer session between 4 and 5 o'clock. You can, as I mentioned, you can post questions to Padlet. You can ask them then, or you can just email me. My email is probably on the first page of this, or if not, I will send you a link to my email. It isn't. Okay, right, thanks for listening, and I will see you all a bit later on.